Hey everyone, XtremePufindail here for another video. Well, not the same as my normal videos. This is Minecraft. This is going to be showing some of our greatness from the map that we've been working on for a little while, you know. We kind of slowed down on a lot of the production, a lot of people have changed in the video. Right now what you're seeing on the video is the welcome center of the capital city, the capital's train station. Rails to go to every section we built. I'm going to take you to pretty much the majority of it. Right in front of us happens to be the statue of Pimperty. Yeah, well, we started originally building the Statue of Liberty and ended up with its pimp. A little weird, but yes. Or if you talk to Stix187, you'll have he'll call it the King of Ice Cream. But yeah. But we've been working on it for a while. A lot of different people have helped, and there's so many people to thank in it, and making it pretty phenomenal from what I've seen. I can't believe exactly how good it's actually looked. The capital city looks pretty decent, but once you get to the outer cities, you'll see some major differences. So. Is the church. Well, Sir Lad's church. He randomly went off one day and just ended up building this giant church in the middle of nowhere, and we eventually figured out where he was and basically went and saw it, and it was kind of cool. So we were taking a look, and he built this with non-duplicated anything. This was just all trees that he chopped down, all in the surrounding areas of the church and the city. Pretty crazy if you ask me. I mean, he went into pretty good detail with the amount of wood and the amount of everything in there. You can see my guy Master Chief just giving his little sermon to the people for the church. Next up happens to be, well, Egypt. As you see the little descriptions on the bottom here, Egypt we kind of made randomly. We decided we wanted to make a giant Egyptian pyramid. So when we made it out in the middle of the desert and in the ocean. Weird enough. And this whole track that you're seeing here is all under the ocean. It's sped up a little bit, but not too much in this track, so that way you can actually see how long it takes us to get to Egypt. We were digging, I personally dug the whole track for Egypt, and it took me over about an hour or so to actually dig all the way there without a map, trying to find the main city. So as we arrive in Egypt, the first thing you're going to see is Edo V2's beach house, as I knock Scarcity back into the main city. You can see the pyramids, the Sphinx, but the beach house was kind of a start. I started building it with Edo V2, my friend Mike. We built this beach house in the middle of nowhere where we were going to build Egypt. And he just went crazy afterwards and built this ridiculously designed, nice looking beach house with the materials that we had on hand, which was sandstone left over from basically what we were going to be building, because he took the little materials left. Next, the Great Pyramid. Yes, designed to be a ridiculous pyramid, and there happens to be Stix187, which is also known as Terry. He is the most badass motherfucker ever. If you don't know him, go find this guy. He's awesome. But the pyramid, the 4 statues inside are the 4 people who built the pyramid. Yes, they're all labeled pharaohs, and yes, they're under our old names because I don't actually rename them all. But the 4 people who sat there and built a pyramid for hours. And there's a portal to the netherworld, to our city in the netherworld. Wasn't a great idea to build a city in the Netherworld. I understood that now. So, up next is, well, the Sphinx Bar and Grill, designed by XtremePufindail and Killer Puffindale, also known as Lard Lad. Bo and I, we went like, okay, we need a Sphinx. We can't put it in front of the pyramid. We don't have room because of the tracks. So we started building this, and it took us, the Sphinx actually took us longer to build than the pyramid. The reason why is because of how much detail we tried to put in the face. I spent literally a half an hour trying to design the face alone, but it has a bar and grill inside, so that way you can actually go in and have a drink, have some cake that's sitting on the table up there. As you move down the road here, this is the road to Ocean City. Scarcity and I built on top of some ice blocks, and that's 30 Rock Tower. That's the basically we built a lava tower that looks like the 30 Rockefeller building in New York. Kind of funny. Each of the statues represents someone who's built in the map as well. So you have Scarcity, who's basically bending over for his own statue. That's the tallest area as well. The lava tower from 30 Rock and the water tower is the tallest you can go in the map as well. So as you come into Ocean City, basically it's just a couple buildings, I built this little cobblestone area, and then we have a rundown mine that we blew up. And every time you see one of our train station terminals, they're always designed with glowstone, so you know where they're at, so you can find them. But next up is Tower Lascarscar, Scarcity's little tower that he built on a couple blocks of ice. He designed it pretty cool. His brothers helped him a little bit, but you have him basically designing this whole area here, flat screen TV, carpeting, and then down here where I helped him dig out into the ocean. Basically he built underwater, and it took forever to enclose that area to actually make that. And I give him props, because I could not help him do the whole thing. I just helped him dig out the majority of it and try and block it off. But he basically did this whole thing. The tower goes almost to the top of the map. You're gonna get a little dizzy because we're gonna go a few times around in circles, all the way to the top to see actually where we go. But Scarcity basically did all of this on his own. A lot of people helped him put in some of the cobblestone, but it's pretty much him. He went crazy with this. And as you see us go over here, there's actually a little diving area that I have right here, and you see the 30 Rock Tower and the water tower, and a little message. Up next is, well, the castle. That's right, the castle to keep out the Mongolians' barbecue. We kind of designed this, we had this really retarded idea to build a giant castle. And we didn't understand how hard it was going to be to make that much stone, until we figured out how to make that much stone. And Lard Lad, my friend Bo, wanted to build this giant castle out there too. So he started the interior, and I started out the exterior wall, building this ridiculously sized giant wall, so we can go battle the monsters and things like that are outside the castle. Didn't really work that well because the monsters kind of spawned inside the castle, and yeah, it didn't really work to our advantage. But it's an amazing castle, designed ridiculous. It's not very extravagant as far as the designs like we normally do, but it is phenomenal, and you get to see an outskirts of what's coming next. That little peak right there is the city of Las Vegas, but that'll come later on. What you jump to now is, well, the road to El Dorado. No, it's not some corny little movie. It's actually a golden rail system that we have to find the lost city of El Dorado. Our goal was to build a full city out of gold, but design it so it's not fully built, so it looks like ancient ruins. Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. You have a lot of things here. What started in this main city, though, El Dorado, we found this little shack in the middle of nowhere. And it was actually this little shack right here that we lined with gold. It's a cobblestone shack, and it's called Styx's Shack. Every time we'd come over here, he'd have, it was just designed really basic, really easy thing, so we all slept in that bed. Giggity. We all slept over there, and we all did everything there, and had all our supplies there as we built El Dorado, and then eventually I built the train station, which housed all of our supplies. You have Extreme Tower, which is going to be this one here. It's a golden tower, designed basically for us to go up there, overlook the whole city of El Dorado. And as you see, we're going up there. Slowly but surely getting up there. And if you look out the windows as you're going up, you see that waterfall that goes off one side, and then eventually you're going to see Scarcity creeping up the side of the building because he's taking the waterfall route, so you kind of see a peek of him there, and then you're going to see him floating up that way too. So you get to the top of the tower and you have some clouds blocking us, but basically a giant city. You have the temple over there, which is the temple to Extreme, which is me. Yes, I built a whole pyramid. The majority of it, I built that one by myself. A lot of people helped me with some of the actual exterior, but the majority of it I actually did on my own. So, as I almost kill myself, we move on to, well, tour the pyramid and then get on to the next. Next, well, welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We are all, the majority of us in the map, we're from Nevada. We all work together, and we wanted to design something cool. Well, we don't want to design Reno because it looks very boring, so we designed Las Vegas. You're seeing Mandalay Bay. A lot of them are going to be the outer shells, so we didn't really finish the city. We kind of stopped. The Luxor Hotel. Yes, it looks a little puny, but you know that the real Luxor isn't really that big either. Moving down, what you're seeing in front of you is the main monorail system that goes through the middle of the map in our Las Vegas. So we kind of have that. We also have a subway system built under it as well. So it's kind of cool, a little different. You're going to see a lot of the hotels, the main hotels that people have known and grown to love in Las Vegas, and some of the hotels that we kind of didn't really put a lot of like greatness into, but they look amazing. You have the Monte Carlo that's dedicated to Joni, who works with me. If you're watching this, Joni, that's all for you. We haven't really finished the interior of it, but it looks cool. You have the McPuffin Motel and the Extreme Hotel Resort. Ridiculously large hotel and a little tiny motel next to it. We had to add the buildings because I didn't want to build the Aria. The Bellagio, majority of it, except for the outer shell, was built by Mr. McPufindail, my friend Jason. I built the outer shell around his house that was out in the middle of nowhere, and then he destroyed his house that was inside and built this interior that is ridiculous. Actual rooms, this is the only hotel that is fully furnished across the board with hotel rooms, everything. I mean, there's beds in every room, there's stores. It is an extravagant hotel that Jason spent a long time building. It's kind of really cool. The VIP floors, pretty big rooms. And as we move towards the top, you have your upper deck casino, which is your VIP floor. And you have a bar in the background there, and then the pool on the roof. Jason put one of the pools on the roof, copying some of our earlier designs for the hotels where we had the pool on the Venetian. Next up, we jump down to the MGM Grand and Caesar's Palace. MGM, we couldn't design the lion, unfortunately, but we designed the outer shell, and Caesar's we made pretty nice. The interior is not too bad. It's kind of a little extravagant. I didn't get to film the pool, unfortunately. I forgot all about that. It has a ridiculous pool in there with a giant waterfall. I might update that. Next is the Planet Hollywood. Mainly my hotel. That's right. You're hearing this correctly. It's my hotel. I love this hotel. I designed it really extravagant. The tower and everything was helped built by a few people, but the interior and the pool and everything was all designed by me. The bottom floor, which is going to be the actual Planet Hollywood vault that we built, designed by Scarcity. Phenomenal. He went through and we were building this to put in all of our materials while we built Las Vegas. This is kind of the middle of Vegas where we kept going. Because before we just put a box in front of every hotel and just load the materials, and then we built the vault, which has everything, and Planet Hollywood listed everywhere. Scarcity bouncing up in the air, screaming during this whole time. I think he was actually singing a song, which I might put the song in here, but it might be a little annoying. So we'll see. He was singing the We Like the Party song, the song from the Six Flags commercials. Yeah. So as you go out, you see the Planet Hollywood pool. Pretty extravagant little pool. And then we go inside to go to the actual hotel rooms and the roof. I don't take you in any of the rooms. The rooms we didn't put any doors, but we have all the rooms right there to go with that. As you move towards the roof, though, you're going to see a ridiculously large room in the top floor, which is going to be here. That is my floor, actually. The next is going to be the secondary pool, which is the upper deck pool, and the, well, observation deck. Overlooking all of Las Vegas, the tallest portion in Las Vegas right there. Nothing goes even taller than my hotel. Just my observation deck, mainly. The Planet Hollywood towers over everything in my map, and I like it that way. Over here, you actually have the Venetian, where we were originally designing to be the most extravagant, amazing hotel. I used to work at the Venetian, so I wanted to make it amazing, and then I didn't. We made it completely out of sandstone to make it look similar to the Venetian's coloring. We designed it pretty amazing. We have rooms and everything that are fully done. This was the first hotel we put the pool on top of the hotel to make it to save room, because behind the hotel was a ridiculous amount of mountains. So you have beds designed as that. You have the pool up here. You have a giant high and a building out in the distance. It's not a very good building out there, so I don't really take you out there. Then you have the Wind and the Encore in the background, and the Circus and Stratosphere over there as well. The Venetian, like I said, was going to originally be basically our gem of Vegas, and we kind of just decided Planet Hollywood needed to be that instead, and made it more ridiculous. As we pass Treasure Island, you see Circus and the Adventure Dome. Circus, this was all built by Lard Lad, or Killer Puffindale now, Bo. He built this whole thing. He would not let anyone in Adventure Dome. He would kill you if you walked in the building when he was building it. A ridiculously extravagant building designed with he wanted to design it the same way as really the Adventure Dome in Vegas is. Having a water ride and a roller coaster inside and everything. You see Scarcity rolling around on the ride there. As we move past the Win, the Encore, you come over to the Stratosphere. The Stratosphere, yes, I know it does not look like a real stratosphere, but you can only do so well with blocks. As you move all the way up, it's a ladder all the way to the top, because this whole map was designed before pistons and all that stuff was built in, so there's no elevators. Well, there is one elevator. It's a failed attempt at an elevator, but other than that, it's all ladders, water, and stairs. So you have the roller coaster on top of the Stratosphere. You're going to see Scarcity jump on the roller coaster in a second and try and ride it and get stuck. So, but you have, and there he goes. So the roller coasters are designed to have a lot of fun. You get a glimpse of the Encore Tower right there. And then we're going to go down and move on to our last bit of this map. We actually thought what greatness it would be to set up a full destruction of a hotel. That's right, the destruction of the MGM Grand. We set it for demolition. Decided to just do it that way to have a little fun. So we grabbed every bit of TNT that we had, a ridiculous amount. We had 4 chests full of TNT. And you're going to see me do a quick outline of the building and a few other things. And then Scarcity was actually filling the whole bottom floor this time with TNT. So, yeah, it's a little ridiculous. You see me just running through each floor, dumping TNT everywhere as I go, trying to outline everything. And then building a little tiny bit over to the other hotel. We learned quickly that not to put any TNT in the Planet Hollywood Hotel due to that has switches and redstone that are all turned on apparently. And yeah, that's bad because it ended up blowing up partial of the hotel and killing a few people. But as you see, you can see a quick outline of the city in the daytime over on the other side. I know this video is going quick, but you have the Bellagio right across the street where it's going to be our observation area. And then you're going to have a few other things. And last, you have the final goodbye to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in Minecraft. That's right, we had to do Vegas with a one kind of demolition. You have our observation deck, and if you looked right there, you actually saw the redstone all the way across. It's not of a big boom as people think. It's just slowly destroying all of the TNT across the board to take out the whole map. You have one person dying. He fell off his observation post. But slowly you have the hotel disintegrating in front of you, and this is actually real time in the game. So it was lagging that bad because of how much TNT. It was slowly destroying the hotel. So enjoy. Oh, awesome. So I'd like to thank you again for watching my video. Continue to watch, like it if you like it. We've worked a lot hard. I know there's a lot of really good maps out there, but let me know what you think. Either hit the like or dislike button, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next Call of Duty video coming out probably this week.